Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Kidman. Albert, local guy makes good, gets in the national finals, and basically we had two teams playing the same way. Didn't the old coach go down there a few years ago? It was like watching tennis. Both ends were the same, but I'll tell you what, some talent out there, and what can they do? They can shoot.
Yep, and that's why Zach Brazil chose West Liberty.
Yeah.
He was an all-time three-point shooter at McDonald. His dad coached him. He got the chance to play for the national championships this past week. Was 3 for 6 from the field, hit 3 threes, and played 28 minutes. That's a lot of minutes for a national championship team. Congratulations to Zach, and a job well done.
No, that is, it's everybody's dream, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be honest. And they had a crowd. I talked to one of my guys, because I had watched the semis and was very disappointed. I had said to you, maybe they could move it between at the Final Four or something like that, but they had one.
They had a bigger crowd at the finals.
That's what he said.
That's good to hear, because
in Indiana.
We love hearing that. We love hearing people, they don't want to play in front of no one. It's the worst feeling in the world. Pro Day at YSU, big day for Jaleel McLaughlin. He had to show what he could really do. He's one of those guys that will have an opportunity because he did improve in his strength and his speed, George, and that's so important with the pros.
Said 12 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
17 reps at 225 for a back.
For a back, that's very good.
Yeah, that's not. You're not talking about a defensive time. And then the 4.42, 4.44. I don't care which one's right.
So I looked it up, and I wanted to see what he's compared with at the combine. There was only 6 running backs that were faster than him.
Same kind of timing. Would be my question.
Yeah, same time.
Okay,
Exact same thing. So he's going to be in good shape. The kickers at YSU got the tryout also. You never know, as a free agent, you might get. They like to get kickers in camp to use, and you might make some extra money there. It's hard to make the NFL if you don't have a name. But I'll say that Colt McFadden
has got a legacy, right?
He has a legacy, yes.
No. Hey, a guy talked about that the other day. They have this new term in Hollywood. It's like for these kids, it's like when their parents open the door. But still, once they open it, he's got to kick. Mm-hmm. I mean, he might get the tryout. We're not going to say.
Right.
But that doesn't matter because he's a good enough kicker. If he's not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they'll cut him. There's no question.
Oh, they cut their mother.
Yeah, but you have a chance, and I'm looking for Jaleel McLaughlin to hook on some team and have another Penguin make the NFL. Good job. I'm so tired right now is what's going on in college and high school. They talk good shows like his kids are really well behaved. Mm-hmm. They got a grade point average of 3.8. Mm-hmm. Well, it proved to me again this week. Carl Pliny let go of Cardinal Mooney, and when you're 5 and 23 at Cardinal Mooney, I don't care if all your kids are well behaved. I don't care if you. They what's that called? Scholar athlete, George, you like to say?
I don't use the word. Student athlete.
Student athlete.
I don't use it.
Student athlete. That's
it. Other than D3, it's a joke.
Student athlete. It's the truth in high school too.
No.
They'll say we're going to hire this guy because he's really good.
Or they'll tell you, so and so's a great kid. You go to the game and he's bossing the manager around and I'm like, great. See what that? And I keep telling one buddy of ours does the radio, and I keep telling him. I said, listen. When you do all this hyperbole, greatest, best, fastest, business, triggers, I said, you're ruining it for the kid that really is good. Yes. Like when you get on there, the guy murders his family. They go, well, I used to see him at the mailbox. Yes. He was a fine gentleman.
I know.
Obviously, he wasn't.
Well, one thing we do know, if he can play,
yeah,
they'll find a way to keep him on the team. Absolutely. If he can't play, he's gone.
The kid at Alabama should have been going day one. And they should have said, when we investigate further.
What did he bring? A gun? Not a pizza?
No, it was a gun. Gym clothes, yeah, with a gun behind him. No, and they can look you in the eye. And, and then there's Saban. I got to get him right now. I was going to.
Oh, he's such a phony.
There's no time. And he said, well, they're not doing anything. Let's please remind me, please, I'm asking you. If we're here on this show, first football week.
He's there.
Is that kid there?
He'll be there.
Please tell me that.
I know he'll be there, no question.
I know. Oh, Greg just handed.
Hey, our producer just said something.
Carl Pliny.
Thank you.
That name alone should get you 10 years. I mean,
No, we're so thankful for this.
slack.
So they looked at it and said, listen,
Yeah.
we didn't hire you just to win and lose football games.
Yeah.
That we hired you to also be part of the community background with the name Pelini on it. And there's nothing better than coming on a show and getting the latest update from our producer that said, oh no, he got reinstated as coach and athletic director. We're very happy for you, Carl.
Absolutely.
Good job. Yes.
That name is so synonymous with this valley, it should buy you 10 years.
Yeah, a little bit, at least,
No,
right?
if you don't win then, fine. But no, it's the kind of thing, it's a knee-jerk reaction. It's generally 2 or 3.
Somebody was calling him from the outside.
So with some cash.
Yes.
See, once again, the private
think the
schools,
person had some money?
Well, it's happened now too in Guilfoyle. Guy was like 280. Been in the state finals 2 years ago, last year, quarters, whatever. Bottom line is, especially at the private schools, money is so slight that somewhat money can really move the needle.
Change the ways.
They really, now public school, not quite
Gotcha.
that bad, but you know at NA, if they want you out, you're out.
Well, so I'm glad that Greg was nearby.
Good job,
give us that new update, and we like that.
Yeah.
In local news for kids who got great honors, Thomas Cardiero from Girard is the Trumbull County Boys Player of the Year. Played at Girard, averaged 17-3, close to 10 rebounds and 3 assists.
Well, that's a nice ball game.
Yeah, Northeast Conference Player of the Year. When I read up on him, he said how amazing it was because he'll be able to have that for the rest of his life.
No.
And some of these kids don't think about that. They think, it's over that, right? But someday he'll be a grandpa saying, you won't believe I was a pretty good player. And and here's proof. And in basketball, girls, Sophia Hook was also named the Girls Trumbull County Player of the Year. A great honor for her, as she said. I'm so proud. There were so many good girls that could have received this honor. Congratulations to both Thomas and Sophia.
No, it is. It's a big deal. It's a big honor. And when you look at it, look at her numbers, 29 and 5.
That gets you the award, huh?
God bless America. She was busy. She was doing everything.
Yeah, we like people put stats up, just not more than points.
Yeah, we've talked, because being old coaches, the points, I mean, once again.
We need points. We get that.
There are other things at the game. And especially when these kids go on, because they're going to be part of a team where there is only one ball and 5 guys, 5 girls, and guess what? They might not be the best player.
They won't be. Yeah, they won't be.
You almost bet they can't.
90% of the time they won't be.
Yeah.
Ethan Morton tells that more than anybody.
Yeah, a kid from Butler, just a star.
How many points did he get in score? College, high school, 2,500?
Yeah, Pennsylvania 6A Player of the Year. He couldn't buy. He was afraid to shoot.
Started Purdue and was so lack of confidence.
Yeah.
Because he got told he couldn't shoot anymore. Yeah. He still played defense and rebounded, so they kept him in the lineup. But he wasn't the same player.
No, and that's a tough. Well, and also it speaks to that my dad's fame. There's somebody better than you out there, and a lot of times these kids don't realize that. But you get to college and you find in a hurry that everyone was the best player on their team. Everyone probably was a scorer. They don't recruit too many rebounders.
No screeners.
No, they'll figure out who's screening.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about NCAA hoops. Final Four, we could have sat here. We said 12-14. Maybe we were under. My Lord, I got a great line today. It's no longer the blue bloods; it's the new bloods. And let's talk about that. It
was new bloods. It was.
Let's start at the very beginning. Florida Atlantic. See, they were during the year they were just crushing people. Of course, I jump on and they lose 2 or 3 in a row. But I was aware of them, but I didn't know how good. You understand? I knew they were down there, and I also knew they had a team or two in the NIT. So I figured they were pretty good, but I didn't figure Final Four.
Yeah, they proved that they belong. And I'll put a gigantic butt there. I heard it on the way over today, and I said, boy, I forgot about that. Memphis is up 1. There's a jump ball called.
I watched it.
The Memphis kid called timeout before the jump ball. The referee didn't see it.
Absolutely.
If not, Memphis has the ball. Up 1-5, so they're going to get fouled.
Well, they'd thrown away any of them.
Maybe.
Let me tell you, he had the ball in the lead when he tried to throw the ball ahead. If he just holds it, they win. He throws it, guy slay. But they're so poorly coached that they were playing that kid with 3 fouls in the first half.
Remember.
I mean, then he got his 4th. But the bottom line
But they
is,
could have been out, though. What I'm making.
No.
Fort Atlantic should have, they're still playing, but they could have been out of the tournament in one game.
Now, let's say this, though. I don't know how much of a darling 34 wins.
Well, they still are.
You know what I mean?
See, but
boy,
that's a lot of wins. But I don't think anybody had them going to the final.
Now,
four.
let me ask you. Here's the question. This is our big thing. They're going to put the 9th team in the Big Ten to get slaughtered.
I hate this.
They're going to put the 8th team in the SEC.
We've said that all along.
Would they have made it had they didn't win their conference? I say no.
No chance.
You're
With
31 wins?
They were not in.
30 wins.
They were not in.
Oh, that's what I thought. You answered the question.
Yeah, they were definitely not in. There's not a thought. They were
now.
In. With that net and that offensive percentage and that defense, with all the crap they have, they weren't in.
You know what, too? We've been over this. We beat it up on the radio. The eye test.
That's all I want to go
What
by.
happened to the eye test? I watched Pitt and Miami. I knew Pitt. Now, were they great? No. Were they an 11 alternate? No.
Right.
And here's Miami proving it.
And Arizona State the same way. I mean, I don't know how they had beat Creighton, they beat Arizona, and they were in that Final Four too. I have no idea why they were here.
Now, if you were looking at Miami, good team, yeah. Good league, yeah. Final Four, no.
No, not a chance.
Not a chance. And then let's take our hats off to the old timer. This makes me feel good. They want to kick people out at 50, 60, whatever.
You know what, Georgia, because I'm always on the other side of this all the time. Did you see? I think you're the one maybe sent it to me. How much money they spent?
Oh, I sent it to you. Yeah, just $2 million.
Wait a minute. You understand? I think Larry Gard. I think he had a chance to win some games.
Just $2 million.
They spent $2.2
One kid
million.
got $800,000 himself.
$2.2 million to bring players in.
Yeah, but those little girls got so much they're investigating them.
So this is not the last time you're going to see this.
No.
If they're willing to pay the money.
Do you think it's every year though?
I don't know that. We talked about that.
We don't know. We can't answer, can we?
I don't know.
In other words, this isn't the last we're seeing at Kentucky.
No, but see, Miami made it easier to pay the money. For those nuts out there saying,
because you know it works.
Wait a minute, I know this works.
Look,
if we pay money, we're going to get the Final Four.
One guy got $800,000 himself.
Yeah.
Like Shoeboy. Why wouldn't he stay at Kentucky?
The guy from North Carolina stayed just now.
I saw that.
He stayed for money.
Guess who has a year left?
He stayed for money.
You're not going to believe it.
Who's this?
The guy as old as you are. Timmy.
He's got another year.
And guess what?
Because he's not a pro, so he has to stay.
He's not going to Gonzaga, though.
He'll go for an NIL.
Yeah.
No, he'll go somewhere big for money.
You're exactly
no
right.
question.
You're exactly
I would
right.
too, though, because he's not a pro.
Now here's the one outlier. They had this 5 out of 6 streak. I don't know how, because this UConn team is good.
And they were so lousy in the middle of the year,
I know, they lost 5 out of 6.
Well, see, it's once good. I said, my old statement is shoot good, look good.
And their league's good, too.
And shoot good, look good. And they're shooting better now. And when that ball goes in, they have really good players.
Yeah.
When they shot bad in the middle of the stretch of the year, and we're losing games.
Are you riding that 15 point per game?
No, you got to.
Just give the point.
You got to think they're the ones.
Just give the point.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, the other thing I saw, I looked at it, they're beating everybody by it. They are obviously the favorite. It appears they have 2 guys at most every spot. Then, the other day, a guy said on the radio, I didn't want to, I'm not going to call him, but I'm thinking, buddy, you're wrong. He said about being a major, if they win 4 tournaments in 20 years, how are they not a powerhouse?
They're a powerhouse.
Calhoun has 3, and the guy that was cheating had 1. That's 4. So if they get 5 in 20 years,
simple.
Kevin Ollie was.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse.
By the way, he won that lawsuit.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse.
I agree. So you say this thing.
Yeah.
Now here's the real surprise too, because the league stinks. San Diego State.
They do stink though. They've been so bad. You can never predict. No one could predict San Diego State would be here.
No.
But once you see them play, you think they can be.
Do they defend?
They get after you, and they have bodies all over the place that look like men.
They're rough.
Yeah.
And I just read something, something you don't think about, because there's so much going on. I never thought about this. The guy says, next year when UCLA and Southern Cal leave to go to the Big Ten, they may get all these kids that don't want to fly halfway across the country to play one game.
Yeah, the problem is there ain't no high school kids playing. I mean, if you're talking high school, if you're talking NIL, it could happen.
Oh yeah,
but they're up against everybody though. I mean, they're paying money. They're in the line shaking hands saying, "Hey, come with me."
Usually they were good on defense, suspect on offense.
They still are suspect on
And I'll
offense.
tell you what, a good bet for them anytime they're playing, play the under.
Well, they brought the Seattle kid in. You understand? Understand? They needed a point guard. The Seattle kid said, "I'm going to come play for you." That's another one. The NIL is just a runaway franchise.
And one more thing too, how many people know this? COVID year, 31-3.
Yeah, I remember they were really good then. No, they've always been good. That's not good enough to go this far.
Right? No, absolutely. I like the fact that the old timer's still going. And you know, when you take George Mason to the Final Four.
Yeah, that's when he coached.
I mean,
that's when he coached. No question about it.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, this idea that you had to play. You know, the dude at Michigan, he has a job. He slugged 2 coaches. I have no idea how he has a job. The dude at Florida Atlantic was the manager at Indiana.
Yes, he was.
No, you've been to college practices probably more than most. They're kind of like assistant coaches there, too.
Well, they're out there. They're right in the middle of the fray.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fading the
he thought he was going to coach high school in Division III the whole time. He got a break. And he said, I'm going to go somewhere.
You get another break now.
Yeah, and now he's going to name his job.
Yeah, he's going to get another break now.
Right.
Hey, the other thing, we'll let this go. We'll go to Major League Baseball. When we look at it, for the Hurley family, Bobby was always the star, the golden boy, the MVP, NCAA. All of a sudden, looks like Danny's going to break through first. And I kind of feel good for him. I think he was the little brother that didn't quite measure up.
I don't think that. I think that he was St. Benedict's, and I looked up St. Benedict's. He only had 13 pros at St. Benedict's.
No, but I mean as
a player,
family thing. As a player too.
Oh, a player? No, he wasn't as good.
Oh, he didn't.
But I'm saying he didn't earn his keep. The Hurley name.
Oh, no, get you. No.
I'm saying that's why I don't feel bad for running. No. Oh, if his name was Abraham, he would not be coaching in Connecticut.
No, he got to start right.
No, St. Benedict. He got the first job he got was St. Benedict's.
Well, wasn't he at Rhode Island last?
We're 13 pros.
Wasn't he at Rhode Island before UConn? They almost lost every game this year. MLB. This week.
Does it start this week?
Oh,
no way.
I'm glad, because another week's of Masters, and then that's my official spring.
It is.
I don't go by the March 20 because there's usually snow in the ground. But you give me the Masters and you give me Major League Baseball, the clock, we already fell forward, so I'm ready to go.
Those games will be played in 30-degree weather. I'll say, oh, man, look at them out there playing. They were down in Braden playing in 80 degrees.
They have to be sick. A buddy of ours was down watching the Parks. I saw one yesterday. You'll like this. Slippery Rock and Mercier's 21 innings. And, you know, it wasn't
it wasn't warm.
No, not up in Erie, I guarantee it wasn't warm. Hey, now, Major League Baseball, generally, we might miss by one, but who has the deepest pockets is going to win.
Yeah.
And does it change any? One team.
Yeah, usually
somebody will be there.
Somebody. We don't know who it will be. We'll have a great year, and they get knocked out in the playoffs, and they say, boy, did they have a great year. I want to know who wins the World Series, and most times, 99% of the times, it's somebody who's spent some money. No,
absolutely.
Because they won't have the same team, and that's what George and I talking. If they're in the pennant race, one of these rich teams in August, they'll go out and make 2 trades and pay another millions of dollars to get some
there
more
are 2
players.
advantages they have. You and I, we always get in with the one buddy of ours. He goes, I don't know how the Yankees do it. Shut up!
That's a joke.
But the other side is 2 things there. One, as you say, spending. 2 is they can keep guys that other people would have to let go.
Yeah.
Pirates have a good pitching staff pitching for the other team.
They all do. They keep their best players by paying them extra money. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
No, we know that. We always talk about that. Now, is this me? Because we got a buddy that's a Yankee fan. I'm going to throw it by him, but I have to ask you first. Do they have a lot of pitchers hurt, or is it just seem because it's the Yankees, and you hear of it more?
Well, I know they always do have pitchers hurt, though. But I do think your second part was well taken, too. That if it happens in Kansas City, it's not written up so high. Yankees.
That's what I want to know.
But they're two of their top 3 pitchers are out, though.
Yeah.
They put all that money in Rodon, and he went out, and Montes is out, too, so that's the way it goes.
Houston, a big blow with Altuve, 2 months.
I'll take that more than pitcher, though. I will take that more than pitcher.
They have hit it.
They'll have somebody else to put in there, yeah.
You know what? Every once in a while, they'll sneak some guy in there, and I'll be
probably pretty good, right?
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Dang, he can hit. Yeah. No. Oh, I have to say it. I told you the other day we were talking. I said, did you see the picture of Turner's face after the hit by
I didn't
pitch?
see it, no.
You don't want to see it. It's
took a shot,
like
huh?
Tony Canigliere.
He took a
very similar.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, very
okay,
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, no question about it. Our local teams, Guardians, Pirates. One seems to have a lot of optimism. The Guardians.
They should.
The Pirates, we're hoping for 70 wins.
Yeah.
Jeez.
George, I think it's going to be improved.
No, it was funny because I'm thinking, can we go over 67? And Al says, listen to that. We are
You're hoping to win 70 games.
They lose 92.
Hoping to win 70
And
games.
lose 92.
Yes.
I said,
I predict he's going to get fired if they don't, though.
well, they're not going to blame themselves.
I believe he's going to get fired if they don't. If he wins like 60-some again,
Beer shower
I think he's going
Shelby.
to get it. I think
Okay.
he's going to get it.
The NBA, the East has 3 teams that can knock you on your head.
And Cleveland's lurking.
3.5.
Cleveland's lurking.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the local team is lurking.
I
they,
get it.
They take out the Celtics. They beat the Celtics.
Well, we know Milwaukee and Boston can get you. Here's the one that I couldn't have less faith in Doc Rivers if it was Doc Severinsen coaching them. But let's say this. Embiid is pushing that MVP. I heard the other day he went to the favorite.
Yeah. And you can tell he's putting up better numbers right now than Jokic.
Okay.
And so he's going to get it. I think Embiid's going to get
Now
it.
here's the wild card, and you mentioned this before. The West, with Durant hurt, we just know when he's back, they're pretty stinking good.
Yeah, if he's healthy enough to play, Phoenix moves up the ladder quickly, immediately right away. But son of a gun, he can't stay healthy at all, George.
No, he can't. He's not getting any younger. Now, you like the Lakers still lurking.
Oh, no, they're scary.
Do you really like them?
When they really want to play, they could beat anybody.
Well, they better want to play in the playoffs. They won't.
Well, that's what I'm
one
saying.
game.
If they want to, we'll see how they do. They're scared. When you put those 2 guys on the floor, healthy and ready to go full speed,
Boy, and
they're
I'll tell
scared.
you, the one kid has really gotten better and better.
The Reeves kid. Reeves.
Yeah, Reeves. That's his name.
Yeah.
Dang, he's pretty good. He is pretty darn good. I made my pick last night.
Who'd you take?
Grizzlies.
Memphis.
Yeah, I watched
They're
them. I
dangerous.
watched them without John Morant.
And they still win games.
And I watched them with them, and I watched it. I just think to myself, that's my pick.
It's a good pick.
They got a chance.
Yeah, definitely got
Absolutely.
a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 games left. So the only thing is, if you're like Dallas and you lose 4 in a row, you can go from 7th to 10th. They're not in right now.
They shouldn't be in.
They're 11th.
They deserve not to be in by signing that guy.
Yeah.
By trade. It's the worst
Well,
trade
you and I feel the same
in the history.
way.
We
Well, we're
talked
coaches,
about
you
it.
know.
And
the other thing, too, that jackass, if he's that smart, Mark Cuban, he shouldn't be in last place. Maybe he's not that smart.
Yeah. I just know that
I agree.
Doncic has completely lost his mind.
Yeah, he's getting suspended.
He cries.
Now,
Every play.
And let
he
me
always
ask-
cried. He was always a crybaby.
But not like this.
Now he's even worse.
Hey, but let me ask you, is it me? Does he get every call? What is
I don't know if he gets every call.
He gets a lot.
He acts like he doesn't.
Jeez.
He acts like he doesn't.
Hey, spring game's coming up in football. Saban with that grand gesture we talked about in the beginning of the show, throwing him off. Yeah, you're throwing him off a stair running. Like he's not running the stairs on his own. No one wants to play in the spring game. They go out for track and baseball,
Yeah,
so they
out.
don't have to. They don't want to play in the spring game. No, that's right. Let's see if that kid's there in the fall. If he's not, I will get on this show, and I will say, Bottom Line Sports Talk apologizes to Coach Saban because he's not putting that kid off. There's no way. I agree. Now, where's the headline out of season? Wrecks, arrests, bad judgment all around. And I'm guessing, and I think you would agree with me, we don't hear about nearly as many as there are.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's crazy. It's craziness.
Do you think there are a lot more?
I'm thinking there has to be.
That's what I want to talk about. Okay, let's talk. We don't do enough of this. We'll just take a couple minutes as we're closing. Let's talk the women's tourney. Not specific teams and all, but the idea of women's basketball. You and I have trained young girls forever. We've seen the game. It is getting better. Now, neither one of us are huge fans. We'll be honest. But at the same time, it is getting better. The game.
They can shoot.
They
They
can
shoot. They've learned to move.
Okay.
I don't like it because there's no elevation in the game.
No, there is no
And
elevation.
so around the basket, it's embarrassing when they shoot from one side. I'm talking about the best players.
Yeah.
Shoot the ball from one side to the other. But in pure shooting,
Yeah.
they're better than guys. they're
just standing there aiming.
Yeah, aiming. If they
How
have an
about
aim
if
shot,
you had 2 foul shots left? Would you rather have one? Not even close.
No, the girls bury those shots.
I'd rather have them than LeBron.
Yeah, and so it's a double-edged sword for me. I love the way they shoot the ball.
Yeah. Shooting pocket.
Perfect.
Everything
Perfect. Always
follow
perfect. Yeah, they're
through,
perfect,
etc. These 2 figures.
Yeah,
but the
perfect.
bottom line is, you say, no elevation.
Oh my gosh, around the basket.
Which you have to, in the men's game, to get the shot off.
You can't get it off.
If you don't elevate,
you can't get it off.
Get it off.
You think you get it off, and then somebody's coming behind and takes it about halfway up the board. Yeah.
You know, I've seen what I've noticed in this tournament with the men more than ever is the amount of I don't call them layups, but running one-handers that they smack off the bank.
They just take it away.
There's
nothing you can do.
You better dunk it.
There's nothing you
or
can
come
do.
up the other side.
There's nothing you can do, right.
Now, there's a star there for Iowa. I was
Clark
over
girl's tremendous,
on the
yeah.
way over. She does everything. Is it Caitlin Clark?
It's Clark girl. She's
Okay,
really, yeah,
now,
she's sensational.
She throws those underhand whizzers at the
sensational.
dude from Kansas
Yeah,
State.
she can score,
Yeah.
assist.
Okay.
I don't like her facial expressions. I hate them to death.
Well, they get that from the guys.
But she's a really good player.
Okay. Can she once Final Four, could she do anything there, or will one of the quote unquote
They ain't taking her out.
teams?
No, the teams might take her out.
Yeah.
But they
She'll get hers.
But they just can't stop anybody. But they can score.
Last night, there was a time at half, they said, where she had scored or assisted in all but 4 points.
Yeah, she did.
Now, here's one. Tell me if I sound callous, because I don't want to. But you have to be honest. This is why we're here. They're making all these excuses for Gino. This girl's, and he did. But, he no longer has the top 6 draft in the WNBA, number one.
Why did they make an excuse? Because he had a couple injuries.
His mom died.
Oh.
No, Albert, honest to God, I cried as we all did. But he's 7.
That's not the reason he's losing.
Well, she's 90.
That's not the reason he's losing.
I know. I mean,
None.
Yeah.
0.
I mean, it's like,
And that's even worse. If he was 40 and she was 60, then
or 35.
She's 90 years old.
That's what I
You should
said.
be thankful for the great life she had.
That's what I said.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Now, for the coaching doesn't matter crowd, we got to throw something in there. Lady at Baylor leaves and goes to LSU. And I'm like, no, I didn't think much about it. I don't watch. Like I said, I watched a little bit yesterday because it's Final Four. She's playing. Now, did she bring some with her?
Yes.
How many?
From everywhere.
So she
No,
is
no,
taking
that's what I'm going to
advantage.
say.
But you give coaches no credit, though. You're not fair now.
Oh, I'm not fair that way.
No, I know.
She made her, especially in college.
Yeah.
It's recruiting.
It's a flea market.
It's recruiting.
Yeah, it's a market.
And
now,
she did.
yeah.
She went out and said, I'm going to get players. But that's a big part of the. If you want to give credit,
Yeah.
that's where I give credit. Because they all play the same way. So that's why I don't get.
Yeah, there's no style at all.
0.
Yeah.
Everybody dribbles the ball one spot.
Yeah.
But who dribbles the ball
And
one
the other
spot?
thing,
Who dribbles better?
And let's say
she got girls to play
like
better.
the Penn State men's coach. He didn't know that dude from Bucknell would be there. That was a pig in a poke that was quite a poke.
A great poke.
Yeah, we're hoping now. That's what someone said. Pitt's out looking. Duquesne, youngster. They all have to.
They all have to.
They have to.
That's the bottom line. They all got better because they went and got players.
Now,
they didn't get smarter, George. None of the coaches got smarter.
No, that's true overnight. No. Hey, Kentucky Derby's in 5 weeks. Now, of all the races, we have an idea sometimes in the Preakness and Belmont.
Have we looked into that yet?
No, I'm not even going to bother because I know I don't
Play
know.
numbers.
I know I don't know. The one year the guys from Youngstown won, and I remember there were 20 horses like there were yesterday. So I said, I got to get rid of 5. You can't. First one I crossed out, never on dirt. Dudes that own the fireworks company here, that's who won the race. The first one.
You crossed them off. It's like, he can't win.
I know he can't win. Well, I'm looking at 20. You can't handicap 20.
Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
They come out and they start bumping and crazy. They're killing each other.
Then
coming
you
out.
see one in the replay and you go, he could win. And then usually they're so beat up they don't run to the third one.
Yes.
They don't run to the Belmont. Hey, new rules in baseball. I'm looking for it. I don't know why. I just want to see what it's like. Talked to a guy who went to a game the other day. He went to Red Sox Pirates. Said it was 28 minutes shorter, and he kind of enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I told you that. I never looked at the time.
I never did either.
Never. When I say 0, I mean never. I went to the game.
Yeah.
If I wanted to stay long, I did. If I didn't,
Beautiful sunny day.
Yes.
Where are you going? I always ask, where are you going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Baseball to me is the best, so I sit and watch the game.
No, absolutely. Hey, another fast 30 minutes. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.